Everyone knows that feeling, wanting to experience more stories, but struggling to find the time. That's where Audible changes everything. With over 1 million audiobooks and Audible originals, there's a story waiting to spark anyone's imagination. Take The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley, the gripping psychological thriller that's keeping listeners on the edge of their seats. Imagine unraveling its mysteries during your morning commute, or losing yourself in its twists and turns while doing household chores. That's the magic of Audible. It transforms daily routines into opportunities for thrilling discoveries. The best part? Members get access to thousands of included titles, with new content added regularly. From bestsellers to hidden gems, every genre imaginable is at their fingertips. And with one easy-to-use app, switching between favorites or discovering new passions has never been simpler. There's more to imagine when you listen. Start a free 30-day Audible trial and get your first audiobook free at audible.com/Wondery. That's audible.com/Wondery.
Welcome to the show. You're listening to Don't Ask Me to Talk, hosted by your podcast pals, Stacy and...
Hey, it's me, Eric Ryder. Yes. Happy to be back. Happy to have another edition of Don't Ask Me to Talk.
It's quickly becoming my favorite show.
Aw.
It's true. I have my own show, and I think I like this show better. I really like having
We certainly have a
foil.
lot of fun on the show.
Yeah. It's nice to have somebody to kind of banter back and forth with.
You know, we're not just the listeners' podcast pals. We're also podcast pals in real life.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Thanks to the show.
Oh, look at it. I feel like I have to do the heart thing with the hands, which apparently there's 2 different ways of doing it depending on what generation you are. Like, so
or
there's
also if you're in Japan.
Or, yeah, I don't know. I can't do that. I'm trying to do the hand motions, which obviously our listeners can't see. But I'll have to see if I can get some images, and I'll post it on our social media, which, by the way, is Don't Ask Me to Talk on Instagram and Facebook. And I'll put up a poll, and people can tell me which way they do the heart shape with their fingers, and not like the finger.
Yeah.
That's not an option.
Don't
Anyway,
give us the finger.
don't give us the finger. I'm already off topic, and that's exactly what this show is about. This show is about, we throw some topics up, and then we completely go off them. It's just the way it is.
That's right. We are often off the rails.
Yeah, but it's really fun that way. And even though we talk about holidays, really those holidays are less about the day and date and time of year and more about what conversation happens as a result spontaneously of that topic. So it doesn't matter if you want to listen to past episodes. It's always time to listen to past episodes, which you can do because you can just follow them wherever you listen to your podcasts. And you know what we would love? And I would do the heart hands for you if you did. If you liked and followed and subscribed and rated and commented. Last time we read a review that we got.
That's right. Yeah. If you give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, we will read that review on the show. So please do it.
Yeah. So, and I got the number working. So
Yay.
Update. It took 2 episodes, but I got the number working. So if you want to text...
We have no idea how long it was down for.
Yeah,
but,
so apologies if you were actually trying to call or text. But if you were trying to call or text, the number to call or text is 475-999-2726. Let me say it again, because you pointed out that the area code could be confusing for people.
Right.
So it's 475-999-2726. You can also send us an email at asking@don'taskmetotalk.com.
That's right.
We would love to talk. Please don't ask me to talk. So,
we would love to read for once.
Yeah.
Read your comments.
Right? Exactly. So what's hanging? What's new?
Oh, boy. So
Since last we spoke and you...
it's been an interesting week because, we all know last week I had
Dodged a bullet.
well, I dodged a colonoscopy, but unfortunately it's rescheduled for my birthday week. And what happened was, like right after we taped the show, I was having cold symptoms. So I called and canceled the colonoscopy as they recommended in the automated voicemail that I got.
Yep.
And I gotta say, boy, they could not have been more friendly about it.
Really?
No. Yeah.
Okay.
So, it's wild. We used to have this thing called customer service.
What? Never heard of it.
Remember that?
No, it was reserved for LL Bean.
That's right. But, so I called and I said, hey, I've got these symptoms. I've got a sore throat. I've got a cough. And so I'm thinking I better reschedule. And so the lady says, yeah, I guess so. Let me get you on with our operator so you can reschedule. So they transfer me, and then I get, hello? I said, I reiterated, well, I've got these symptoms. I've got a cough and,
sore throat.
Sore throat.
The very
and stuff.
things your voicemail says to cancel about.
So I'm thinking I should probably reschedule. And the lady says, okay. Silence.
Wow, that's so not like, okay, so then let's.
Yeah, Mr. Ryder, how can I help you? And yes, I've got you right here. Let me look at the dates that we have ahead. Does this date work for you? No, just silence. So after what seemed like 30 seconds, I said, so I guess I'd like to do that if possible. And she's like, I'm working on it.
Oh, I hate that. I hate the assumptive, don't you see I'm working here?
Right.
No, I felt your eye roll.
We're on the phone, lady.
Oh.
So I don't know what has happened. That we can't get a little bit of empathy for people anymore. But yeah, that was interesting. So
it's the kind of thing where is it so hard? You're on the phone, you're not in front of the person for her to all you have to, I'm astounded at this and I'm annoyed because customer service is such a thing for me. Just to say oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yes,
let's get you
exactly.
rescheduled.
Right.
That's all it takes.
Or even just a no problem. Let me pull up my schedule here.
Right.
None of that.
Wow.
Just enough of a silence that you could drive a truck through it. And to make me, which I don't normally want to say anything aside from what I have to, because I want to get out of a phone call as quickly as possible.
Right. You're not, in spite of the show, you're not an effusive guy.
Don't ask me to talk to customer service. But yeah, long enough for me to feel awkward and uncomfortable, maybe we got disconnected.
Right. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello? Is this thing on?
Right.
Oh my gosh. That's too bad.
Yeah. So it just makes me wonder, is that the level of bedside manner I can expect when I go in, or is that just specially reserved for the scheduling department?
I don't know.
Must
be. The question
I got my
is,
fingers crossed.
This is a chicken or egg question, because which came first? Did the person start out oh, I'll go into customer service. I'll take this job. I'm whatever the reason is, right?
Yeah.
Have they been slowly worn down?
I think it's that. And I have a tremendous amount of empathy for anybody that has to deal with the public, because no doubt she deals with a lot of crap, no pun intended, with her job. But I wasn't giving her any crap.
Right.
I was trying to keep other people from getting sick.
Right.
And which turned out to be a good thing, because later that day, I got a text from the drummer in my band who says, oh, I'm not feeling well.
Insert name of band here.
Battersea.
Perfect.
I'm not feeling well. And I getting back from this conference, a lot of people apparently are getting COVID. So I don't think we can practice this week. And I'm like, oh no. And then our bass player chimes in, yeah, I tested positive yesterday. So I think to myself, oh, I guess I better test for COVID, which I hadn't done because I've never had COVID so far. And to me, these just felt like cold-like symptoms. And I just had like a month-long cold.
Yeah.
That wasn't COVID.
I remember. Wow.
So I do the test and bam.
See, it's like,
you got COVID.
Welcome to a pregnancy test.
That's
it's
right.
the closest that a man will ever experience to finding out you're pregnant.
Well, I should say, first of all, the test said nothing because I had some old tests.
Nice.
I tried to use, and it said nothing. So I'm like, well, I better break out a fresh one. And then it said, bam, you've got COVID.
Yep.
So, yeah, I thought it was going to be a Novid for my life, but it had to happen eventually, I guess.
So you're battered C.
Yeah.
Battered COVID.
So whole band has COVID. And I think I'm beyond it now.
Good.
I'm feeling much better.
Good. Did you get all of the, the aches, fever, cough? Like, did you get all the stuff? I was
able to smell. I was able to taste.
Okay.
I did have a cough, but it wasn't even as bad as my previous
Yeah, you
cold.
had a bad one.
Yeah. But I had some chills, and temperature kind of thing going on. So yeah, I had some of the classic symptoms, but none of the stuff that I thought was specific COVID. You know, like you can't smell stuff and that sort of thing.
I've had it twice, maybe 3 times.
Yeah,
and it's not like I'm out in the world like, give me your COVID.
Right.
They've all been circumstances that it's like somebody brings it to your door and you're like, what the last one, I don't know where I got it from. But I get it's a full 10, 12 day thing.
Right.
Where I get all the highs and the lows and the whole thing. But the good news is I don't have long COVID. I do have a friend and neighbor who he is dealing with it, and it is just wiped him out. Like, he's had to take a short leave of absence for work. He hasn't been able to work.
Wow.
So, on the one hand, everyone's like, oh, we're over it. But on the other hand, it really does. It can wipe you out.
Yeah, for sure.
So, this one, you weren't going to get we were talking about bowling, I think, last week. So no turkey on this one.
So I'm definitely getting my booster shot this year. And the good news is the White House just announced that we're going to be getting another round of free home tests available at the end of September. You can order those. So, folks, it's spreading like wildfire. So do be careful. Take those precautions again.
It is because there are some people that, the neighbor that has it, he's, perfectly healthy guy, not, I don't know, he's younger than I am, so he's not old. And yet it's really taken him down. And so for anybody that's in any way compromised health-wise, it can happen. If it can happen to Eric, it can happen to you. Eric has been so cautious.
Yeah. So, that's how my week's gone. How about yourself?
Mine's been great.
Yay.
I mean, it's been a week of I've been painting a lot, which we're talking about our surprise talents, and so it's not a surprise. But I think I'm surprised that maybe I have some talent. So that'll be an interesting angle for our conversation later.
You'll have to share some of these on the Don't Ask Me to Talk Insta and Facebook.
I will.
Because I've seen a few, and they're pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Stop
it's a nice little
it.
surprise talent.
Oh, well, and I have other talents. But we'll talk about
when
that
you
later.
do that, the children's book of the Tooth Fairy poems.
Do watercolor teeth.
Well, yeah, I was going to say you could illustrate it as well.
I could.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as it's flowers or fruit or a Tootsie Pop.
Well, I think you might be able to work yourself up to fairies and teeth.
Maybe teeth for sure. Should we take a break here?
Let's do it.
All right. So keep listening to Don't Ask Me to Talk. We'll be right back.
This is Eric Ryder. If you like alternative rock, indie, post-punk, art rock, or whatever you want to call it, you may like the band Battersea. Our debut album, Shooting Day for Night, is out now, and you can find it at batterseatheband.bandcamp.com or most places you stream music, like Spotify, YouTube, etc. That's Battersea, BATTERSEA, theband.bandcamp.com. And we're back right here on Don't Ask Me to Talk. I'm Eric Ryder, and you are?
Stacey Heller.
We're your podcast pals.
And we're here to talk about really important things, like National Courtesy Month. Given what we were just talking about before we took a break and your experience with customer service, it turns out a few episodes ago we were actually talking about cell phone courtesy.
That's
and it
right.
turns out that there is a National Courtesy Month. Now, isn't it a shame that this isn't just a year-long thing?
Right, which is what we said with the National Courtesy,
Right.
or National Cell Phone Month, I guess.
Right. And I feel like
Yes.
as we're headed into fall, and especially this an election year, maybe what we do is we lobby for just courtesy season. Just a thought.
Yeah, I like it.
Um,
I also like the fact that September is Better Breakfast Month.
Who doesn't want a better breakfast?
I think we all want a better breakfast, but I wonder what specifically they have in mind with the better breakfast.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb that my breakfast this morning of Fritos, a handful of Fritos, is not what they have in mind. And that perhaps I should have had avocado toast like I had yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Which, not to be that person that has avocado toast. But I'm one of those people
You're such a hipster.
I am such a hipster. I'm one of those people that is not great about eating breakfast and, like really struggle with it. And so I tend to be more like, if I go to brunch, I focus on the unch part more. So breakfast is hard for me. But here's what happened. I went to Costco over the
Breakfast
weekend.
is hard for me.
Breakfast is hard. I don't like it. People out there have my back. I'm not
What are
the
you
only
normally
one.
having for breakfast?
Well, nothing,
Okay.
which is a problem
Yeah.
because you've got to jumpstart you
They
have to
say
break
it's
your
the
fast.
most important meal of the day.
Exactly. And so I'm like, I'll eat peanut butter crackers, like apparently this morning, a handful of Fritos. So eating something like avocado toast.
What time do you normally get up, though?
Well, what time do I wake up, or what time do I get up, or what time am I willing to acknowledge others' existence on this planet?
Well, because you have maybe a different schedule than your average person. You're not working a 9-to-5 job.
Correct.
Monday through Friday.
Correct.
So you're able to set different, your schedule a little bit differently,
Yes.
which I think is very cool, and I'm envious of that. I probably wake up slightly later than most people do because of my schedule. And I'm usually on the go pretty quick, so I'm grabbing breakfast that I can have in the car during my commute, which is generally like a banana and maybe like some kind of breakfast bar.
I am such a picky eater.
Yeah, we've definitely learned that on this show.
Like I like a banana that's like sliced. Like I've been watching we talk a lot of times about like what we've been binge watching. So I started watching when my mom was visiting Schitt's Creek again.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm watching it again and I'm like, oh, I have some Alexis tendencies. I'm like, I would just like it sliced and in a bowl.
Right.
please?
But if you had a Monday through Friday job where you were
I wouldn't
on
eat.
the road, you wouldn't eat?
I wouldn't eat breakfast. I would have
What
some
the
tea
heck?
in the morning. Maybe I'd have some peanut butter crackers, like the Ritz peanut butter crackers.
Uh-huh.
And that would be what I would eat. I would eat it on the way to work, and then I would eat probably a bigger lunch. And here's the trick of it. And people that have ADHD that take meds will come and support me on this. If I take my ADHD meds in the morning, which is typically why I will concede to eat something, because otherwise I get an upset stomach, then what happens is it very often it inhibits my appetite. And so then the next thing I know is I'm not eating until 2 or 3 in the afternoon. So I can very often go from like eating nothing all day. It's not good.
All right. Well, it sounds like you need a better breakfast.
I need a better breakfast. So it sounds like this is the month that I should focus on it.
Yeah. I mean, for me, if I don't have like a breakfast, I get kind of shaky. I can get hangry even if I haven't had food.
I feel like that's my whole personality.
You wouldn't like me when I'm hangry.
Exactly. I mean, so that might be something to explore.
Well, there you go. Well, some tips for healthy eating from the American Family Care website says that you want to include the following elements in your diet for breakfast. Protein sources like eggs, yogurt, or lean meats to keep you full and satisfied until your next meal. Fiber-rich food, unless you're having a colonoscopy that week. You want to opt for whole grains, fruits, and vegetables for a fiber boost that aids digestion and helps regulate sugar. You want to limit your added sugars. You want to choose cereals, granolas, and yogurts with little or no added sugars to prevent energy crashes later in the morning. And healthy fats, avocados for your avocado toast. Nuts and seeds are excellent sources of healthy fats that provide sustained energy. So
I could eat some cashews and avocado toast.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like you're halfway there if you're having avocado toast. I personally don't like avocados, so I can't do that part, but I try and do some of this other stuff, definitely the fruits and vegetables. And on the weekend, I'm definitely doing more of the protein than I am during the week.
Sure.
But I'm on the go.
Yeah. Well, all right. So maybe I'll work on it. I'm just saying.
If you want to be more courteous, you got to start the day with a good breakfast so you're not hangry.
Maybe. It's also Happy Cat Month, and I want to say that the only happy cat in my neighborhood at the moment is the bobcat that came back again.
Aw.
Luckily, my cats were at the front of the house. I was minding my own business yesterday, actually, and I look out my back slider, and the bobcat, which is the size of a medium dog. I mean, it's beautiful. Like, just to look at it, you're like, wow, look at the bobcat. But then you're like, holy cow, it's the freaking bobcat. And it came to our back slider as if it came up to the door to say, can the cat come out and play? And then it didn't see the cat, and so it was walking away. And then I opened up the door and was like, hey, you kid, get off my lawn. And so it went running, and it took off. And then I had to go to the front of the house and get my cats in.
You're just trying to get a better breakfast.
Okay, too soon. Too soon.
Sorry. Sorry.
Did I do that? So, but to that end, so had a funny conversation with Charlie about this problem, the bobcat, and he's like, what can we do as a bobcat deterrent so that the bobcat doesn't come in the yard? Well, you can get the lovely sound of gunshots. That's like a motion detector. I'm like, that's not startling at all. Or you can get all these other sounds like dogs barking. You can get like wolf urine, like a whole bunch of weird things. Here's the problem. My cats are also cats.
Right.
So if I try to get rid of the bobcat, I get rid of my cat.
Yeah.
So that's not going to work. So anyway, that Happy Cat Month. Keep your cats inside.
Yeah, probably a good idea. That keeps them happier and healthier.
Exactly, for longer.
Yeah, and hey, Whole Grains Month, and I do lean into the whole grains when I'm having my breakfast on the go. So I think we can easily incorporate that into Better Breakfast Month.
Yes, and a whole grain is actually bread is quite delicious with avocado toast.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, well, and it's really good with the everything but the bagel seasoning from Trader Joe's. With a little sea salt. Oh, I can still taste it. All right. Should we talk about what today is?
Yes. What is today?
Today is National Cellulite Day. It seemed worth talking about. Love the skin you're in. Like, it is what it is, people. Like, this ship has sailed. Not to say that you can't be more healthy. I'm not saying, like, oh, well, that's it. Cottage cheese legs forevermore.
Right.
I'm just saying that negative self-talk is not a good thing. So I don't recommend it. So, you know, if you want to do something about it. But maybe you don't want to do something about it today because it's also National Cheese Pizza Day.
Right.
So I think that this show really likes to play both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to encourage healthy living, but also encourage healthy living.
And World Samosa Day.
Samosas are good.
They absolutely are. And I'm just wondering if is this the drink or the food?
It's
samosa?
the food.
Okay.
And it's national.
What am I thinking of? Isn't there a drink that's like a samosa?
A mimosa?
Mimosa. Thank you.
This
That's
is
what
how
I
we
was
know that
thinking.
Eric doesn't drink a lot. And this is how we know that Stacy does.
Right. Of course, a samosa is a savory pastry with vegetables and spiced potatoes, onions, peas.
Almost like an empanada.
Yeah. It's like Indian food. It's delicious.
They're so good.
Right.
It's also National Shrink Day. So, and I don't mean shrink like lose weight. I mean like your therapist. So if you have a therapist.
They don't find that offensive.
I would think, like, I wonder where the term shrink came from.
Right. Head shrinker is what it comes from.
I guess
but where does the
so.
term head shrinker come from?
I don't know. There was something that I sent out to I have a friend text thread, and it was this little girl talking about why she eats the heads off of gummy bears first. And she was like, well, because our brain is where we do a lot of our thinking. And so if you're stressed and you want to relax, then just eat the head off the gummy bear first. And I was like,
What kind of gummy bears is she having?
she's having regular old gummy bears.
Okay, so not the
No,
the-
she was a little girl. But I kind of loved her reasoning. She was like, she said, I like to eat gummy bears when I'm stressed. And then she was saying, and the reason, and I always start with the head because the head is where I'm having the most problems when I'm stressed.
So
if
she's doing like a voodoo approach
yes.
to gummy bears.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, how do you feel about coffee ice cream?
I love the ice cream part, dislike the coffee part.
I don't like coffee ice cream either. I'm not a fan. Although when I was pregnant with Grace, I had like an out of body experience. It goes to show what pregnancy can do with cravings, because for that 9-month period, I loved Java chip ice cream
Wow.
and like have never liked coffee, mocha.
What
like,
about
any of it.
tiramisu? Do you like tiramisu?
Nope.
Yeah, me neither.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not even a little bit. Yeah. So that's kind of crazy. It is, this week is International Bacon Day. I mean, and aka ampersand, it's also Ampersand Day. And I had to bring up that one because I just really like the word ampersand. Like,
Yeah.
It makes me feel smart.
Okay.
Any of the days that you're excited about, like for instance, Wonderful Weirdos Day?
Yeah. I'll celebrate that when pigs fly, like
Oh.
on when pigs fly day.
They are the same day. Same as International Box Wine Day. I'm like, wait, that's not an American thing? Like you can get box wine elsewhere in the world? That seems depressing. That seems like something that America would do. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we must have come up with the concept of box wine, but I can't say I've ever seen it in any other country. On the other hand, I've never really gone looking for it. So
I mean, you never
Yeah.
know. It might be in some household somewhere. And people are like, it's like Vlada bags for
Well,
wine.
I do remember seeing hard cider in like 2-liter bottles, sometimes 3-liter bottles, like we have like Pepsi in this country.
Yep.
In the UK and in Ireland, I've seen that.
Really?
And, yeah. And I think to myself, that's kind of their equivalent of the box wine.
Yeah.
It can't be great, but boy, what a value.
What such value. And you can have it with your TV dinner, which is TV dinner day is this week. I don't know.
Very good.
All right.
I'll celebrate that when pigs fly.
Get you with the pigs fly. Oh boy. Okay. Any other days you want to bring up? Do we have time for any others?
I think we're good. We celebrate Wonderful Weirdos Day every day, so
We do.
Yeah.
I do have one quick question.
sure.
Do you make your bed every day?
No.
I don't either. It's like my big rebellion against my childhood.
Yeah.
My mom made me make the bed every single day. Like you could like basically flip a quarter on it. It had to be super, super neat. And I don't make it. And the stupid thing is like my husband really likes it to be made. And you would think that I could make that small concession. And yet I cannot.
My girlfriend likes it to be made, and so she makes it every day. And it's nice when I come in and it's made. But if it were just me, it would never get made, except for when sheets get changed, which does
Right.
happen, on a fairly regular basis. More
Way to cover yourself.
more since she's been involved, thankfully.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, it's one of those things. And very often I am out of the bed first. So I'm like, well, then you make the bed. Like, this is not just like a female thing.
Right.
Like you can make the bed, but he doesn't make the bed either. So anyway. All right. Well, then let's take a break so that we can talk about our important topic. Yes?
Yes, indeed.
All right. Keep listening. And we're going to talk about a special surprise hidden talent that we have.
I can't wait to find out what mine is. Stay tuned.
We'll be right back. I'm not famous or connected or an influencer. I'm Stacey Heller of Stacey Connects, and I love to talk with strangers, friends, and family. So I started a podcast about making connections through conversation, asking questions instead of making assumptions, and addressing the elephant in any room. I also often go on tangents that beg the question, where is she going with this? Stacey Connects is meant to be enlightening and entertaining, or as I like to call it, edutainment. Listen, enjoy, and subscribe to Stacey Connects wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Don't ask me to talk.
We are back right here on Don't Ask Me to Talk. Eric Ryder along with...
Stacey Heller.
Yay.
So, remember...
Thanks for sticking around for the show, Stace.
Oh, yeah, no problem. I don't know where I was going to go. Are you kidding? I mean, it is called Don't Ask Me to Talk.
That's right.
And I've got a mic in front of me and like 20 minutes left to talk.
Yes. And thanks to our listeners
Oh,
for
right.
sticking around to
Yes.
this point in the show. We know you've got lots of options, so we definitely appreciate you taking the time each week.
Absolutely. So this subject, this hidden talent subject.
Yeah, hidden talents. That was what the wheel chose for us last week. And, you know, this was a head scratcher for me this week, I have to admit, because I couldn't think of what my hidden talents were. But, you know, something will come to me as we talk. But you do the thankless job, as I say, of selecting topics to add to the wheel that the wheel selects for us each week.
Mm-hmm.
And usually you have some kind of reasoning behind them. So what were you thinking this time round?
Okay. Thank you for asking. You know the part in Breakfast Club, the moment when they're all coming together and they're talking about random talents that they can do, and the Molly Ringwald character is like, I can apply lipstick. And it's like down her cleavage and she's able to put the lipstick on. And everyone's like, okay. And the character that, what's his name? Judd Nelson plays, like, does the slow clap and is like not impressed, whatever. And then another one of the characters, I can't think who it is, does who was it?
All I remember is Ali Sheedy's dandruff snow. and
Yes,
being
okay.
like grossed out by that.
100%. That was not her secret talent. Maybe her not so secret talent was the fact that she was actually a really good artist, and it was mixed media.
Right.
But then the other gal like did her makeup, and she came out, and suddenly like the Emilio Estevez character was like waka waka. So I caught the end, as often happens. Like the movie was on, and it was kind of during that scene, and it was like one of those random little like, oh, some random hidden talent. But then, additionally, we've also been talking about, or we've talked about, there's an ad that runs in our show about your band, Battersea.
That's right. Yeah.
And, you know, that's not so hidden.
Thanks for the plug.
Of course. But that requires a whole bunch of talents. And then I've been talking a lot about my painting. And so, and I also, you know, had some therapy and was discussing like, you know, these various things that I've reached some creative moment in my life where I'm now pursuing some of the things that I always was too hard on myself about.
Well, as we all know, my hidden talent is tangents. As soon as somebody starts talking about one thing, it triggers something else that I want to talk about.
Right,
So,
an avalanche.
Yeah, an avalanche, yeah. And you mentioning Emilio Estevez makes me time travel back to our worst movies episode for just a second.
Oh?
Because this last weekend I watched Maximum Overdrive, which has Emilio Estevez in it. And wow, what a bad movie.
I don't remember that movie.
It was the one and only movie that Stephen King wrote, directed, and cameos in. And yeah,
Stephen King is meant to be a writer.
he is meant to be a writer,
Hard
although
stop.
he could have used some more time on this particular script, because that was the main
Interesting.
bad thing about it, was like it didn't make any sense. But yeah, Emilio Estevez is in it, as is Yardley Smith, who plays Lisa on The Simpsons. And
yeah.
she's doing
Oh my
kind
gosh,
of like a
just the
southern. It's like Lisa doing a southern character, and it is. I mean, it is something to behold. It is bad in a
Interesting.
way that a lot of bad movies are bad because the production value is
Right.
just not great. This one was bad for different reasons that I wouldn't have suspected. So
Those are the movies that then start to go into camp.
yeah,
But, but the ones that can go into camp, there's some artistry or something about them that like makes them like, oh, okay, there's something about it.
right.
But like right before that line is like a truly bad movie.
Yes.
And
Yeah, I got to say the best thing about this was that AC/DC did the score.
Oh my gosh, that's interesting.
So, yeah.
What a weird mix.
It really is a weird mix. Yeah. So if you want to, give your, just do like 20 minutes. I wouldn't say watch this whole thing, but 20 minutes, you will be entertained by just how bonkers, bat stuff crazy it is.
Unbelievable.
And basically it's about like, what if all these machines came to life, right? But there's not much consistency on which machines come to life, or why the machines are coming to life, or what the machines want.
It's like bippity boppity boop.
But okay, that's a good concept, I think, for a horror movie, right?
Sure.
But you've got the whole world that this is affecting, presumably, and they spend the whole movie at a truck stop.
What?
Truck stop / gas station.
So is this like early
With
Transformers?
the most unlikable characters you could possibly cram into a truck stop. And we get to live with them for the whole movie,
That's so weird.
right?
Wow.
And then all these like diesel trucks come to life and are basically just driving around in circles around this, which is what I felt like I was doing watching this movie, just going around in circles
That's so
around this
weird.
truck stop. And then they can do all this stuff like drive themselves and they can kill people and all this kind of stuff. But apparently they can't pump their own gas. So then
So
they have to
get out of
they have
gas?
to recruit the humans to come pump the gas.
This is like The Blob or like A Swarm or one of those like B movies that's like, scary thing that comes to life and has like ill intent meets The Bus Stop with Marilyn Monroe meets Transformers.
Yeah. I feel like if they put like Optimus Prime in there, it could have made some sense, but
Wow.
without him, it made none.
Man, Emilio Estevez. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, he didn't always make the best choices early on.
So that was not his hidden talent, picking movies.
No.
No.
The Breakfast Club is a much better movie.
Yeah. Well, and he was kind of quiet about his career, really. I think he's a lot like his dad. His dad made excellent choices and has a very strong moral compass. His brother, Charlie Sheen, makes excellent choices and has a very weak moral compass. And so Emilio is like his dad, strong moral compass, but unlike his dad, bad choices.
Yeah, I think that's actually, as I think about that, that's pretty accurate.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my hidden talent is surmising and condensing these things.
He wasn't winning at that point.
He was not. He got passed over when it came time to pass out Tiger Blood.
It would have made more sense to me if Charlie Sheen was starring in this movie. But yeah.
Right.
Anyway, so if you want to waste 90 minutes of your life, check out Maximum Overdrive at a streaming service near you.
There you go. You're welcome in advance.
So hidden talents.
Okay.
I've just proven that tangents going nowhere are my hidden talent. and
It's good.
We've talked about music. That's I do have a band and have fun writing songs and
which is one talent.
Playing music. Yeah,
singing another talent.
Playing
guitar.
and
I mean, like that's
songs.
a whole bunch.
Yeah,
You're like a Disney star. I said that when we were promoting this episode. I was like, you're like a multi-hyphenate.
Well, it's that's all connected.
It's
I
part
guess.
and parcel.
Right. But my hidden talent is surprisingly, I think, for a lot of people, the fact that I'm a pretty decent dancer.
Really?
Yeah.
You're pretty fly for a white guy, huh?
Yeah. I can cut some rug. I can throw some shapes with the best of them.
Wow. Are you doing like lawnmower and sprinkler type moves?
No, that it's all free form for
Okay.
me. I invent my own moves and yeah. But people tend to be pretty complimentary about that. And
Okay.
that's a tough thing to do because, to really let loose on the dance floor, you got to not feel like a tool. And it's really hard to not feel like a tool when you're dancing.
And you're
sometimes.
really more of an introvert.
Yes.
So it's interesting that you can let yourself go on the dance floor.
Right. Yeah. And it's been a while since I've gone anywhere and done
Nobody
any
dances
dancing
anymore,
because,
really.
yeah, I mean the COVID thing really put the kibosh on me being at places where dancing is happening.
Right.
So and I feel like I've aged like a million years since then. So yeah, this may be a hidden talent of the past for me, but at one point I was a fairly decent dancer. How about yourself? Is dancing potentially a hidden talent for you, or anything else? Because we know you're a decent painter. I've seen some of your work.
I'm a decent painter. Not bad. I am. Also. I'm an excellent hostess. I can throw a party.
You're an excellent co-hostess of the show.
Oh, stop. Don't stop, actually. No, like a party. Like if you came to me and you said, hey, we're going to have over like 20 of our listeners for a party, like tonight, can you do it? I'd be like, yes, I can. And I'd be able to pull a party together like nobody's business. And that is actually a talent. And I'm not like, let's pull out a bag of chips. Like I would have like the full thing. It would be a really nice, well-appointed party. And that's a talent. I got that from my mother. No, I cannot dance because I don't let myself go. So I do the thing where
That's
you're
the thing. Like I said, it's hard not to feel like a tool.
Right.
If you can put that out of your mind for the time that you're on the dance floor, you'd probably be surprised at how decent of a dancer you could be. But that's one of those things. That's a talent in itself.
Totally.
To just never mind what anybody else thinks. Just have some fun.
Totally. And you feel like you're
Yeah.
putting on a character. Like I saw a TikTok, a reel, I don't know, some short video where it was somebody doing imitations of like dad dances, and they were doing like the shuffle and like the point and like the hey, and or the one where they're like ha 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 doing like the lawnmower type thing, like all the classic things, like the awkward dance moves that dads presumably do. And I feel like I'm doing the same thing. Or I'm doing the 80s, like Pat Benatar, Love is a Battlefield dance.
And drive a pimp out of town with that.
Well, I mean, give me a scarf and a crazy haircut. And yes, I could do something. So yeah, dancing is definitely not my thing. Singing, I sing quite often on this show, really poorly. So that's not my hidden talent. I don't know. This is what I talked to my therapist about today, is that, like...
By the way, when you're with your therapist, do you pull out the wheel and go, let's see what we're going to talk about today?
You know what? I honestly should. There should be a therapist wheel.
Oh, mom again? Okay, here we go.
It's like 8 of the sections are filled up with mom, and then one is like hidden talents,
Right.
and then one
Potpourri.
Right, exactly. And one is like Pete, my husband. It's like husband, kids, potpourri, mom.
Right.
That's a whole thing.
That's the biggest slice of pie on that wheel.
That's the biggest slice of pie. Well, so we were talking about this idea that I don't know if it's hidden or if it's dormant talents. Things that, you've always wanted to do, but you never let yourself go, like be a good dancer, right?
Right.
If many of us could get out of our head and just feel the music and dance, we'd probably, as you said, be better than we think.
Absolutely.
When it comes to my painting, I find that the more I can get out of my head, the better it is. And, so it's like, it shouldn't be surprising. I come from a long line of artists in my family, and yet it's like it's something that has laid dormant, and I'm finally starting to explore it because I'm finally starting to get out of my head. And so it's an interesting thing. The other thing that I would like to be a hidden talent, I'm not sure that it is, I would love to write. And I am a good writer. I actually know that for a fact, at least according to English teachers and professors all through my schooling, which ended abruptly, but still, I have a very clear voice. Like when there's a writer, there's like the voice of it, and you can hear my voice in my writing. The problem is I can't punctuate to save my life, and punctuation can save a life.
Okay.
Well, there's some sentence that's about like your grandma, like comma something, and it goes around every once in a while about
There's
punctuation.
a lot of memes about grammar
Yes.
and fonts and
Yes.
kerning.
Kerning.
Yeah, I believe kerning is the space between letters with signs and stuff.
Oh.
So, like, for instance, if you see a sign with the word Clint in it, it can often be mistaken for something else due to the kerning not being proper.
Oh, interesting. Because the mind reads almost faster than the eyes.
Right.
Interesting. Kerning.
That's, yeah.
I learned a new
With a K.
Okay. I learned a new word, which again, we're going off on a tangent here since we're talking about ing words. Pebbling.
Pebbling.
It's a new use of the word where it's like sending memes or gifts or little things to people that you know and love. Like, oh, I'm thinking of you.
Okay.
And so I do it so often with my children.
I guess that sounds better than crumbing.
Yes. Or throwing rocks at.
Hey, Clint, I was just thinking about you. Here's some crumbs.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's a hidden talent I have. I am very good at pebbling people. So, that's a whole thing. But yeah,
Yeah, you've done that with me. You actually gave me a very nice Don't Ask Me to Talk Tumblr last time we did the show. And I got to go on record and say it was awesome. So thank you.
You're welcome.
I was very touched by that.
It's like these little things. And instead of, and people especially do it, virtually or through text or email or whatever it is. And it's, following through on the little things that you see. And it's like, oh, let me send this to you. Mm-hmm. So maybe that's a talent. I don't know. I just, it really, between the Breakfast Club piece and that's where my head was when I had added it to our list. And then today doubling down with the whole therapy thing.
Right.
It's really this kind of heartfelt idea that, hey, maybe you have a talent that has been laying dormant or that you suspect you might be good at it. Maybe it's time to do it. Maybe you're a fantastic bowler.
Yeah.
Maybe you've always wanted to sew. I don't know.
I sometimes have a hidden talent for bowling and sometimes just the opposite.
Sometimes
you
get a turkey. Sometimes you are a turkey.
That's right. That's exactly it. No consistency whatsoever. I'll go in, I'll knock out 3 strikes in a row and think nothing of it, and then bam, it's all gutter balls for the rest of the evening. There's no consistency. If I actually cared about it, I would have somebody like show me all the stuff I'm doing wrong. But I think I have more fun just randomly hugging balls and hoping for the best.
Well, and
coming up with little rhymes like you're eating butter in the gutter with your mother as each ball goes down.
Wait a minute, that's your talking smack.
Kinda, yeah.
Wow, you're a pinhead.
That's right. Hey, that's a new one.
Oh,
I'll add that to the repertoire.
Wow, that's kind of funny. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, it was a weird mix of inspo for this for this one, and of course, I didn't do enough homework to really give thought to, my hidden talents because. I mean, I've got a mic. I can talk about my talents.
Well, we all know that I do a couple of very niche impressions.
Yeah.
So that's another one of my hidden talents. And my voice isn't quite 100% because of the COVID, but I'll revisit those impressions in the future on a show.
Excellent.
But do you have any loaded up in the chamber?
Well, I do.
Because I feel like you did
I do
a couple.
The Elmo.
Let's hear it.
Asking questions is a good way to find things out.
All right, that's a passable Elmo.
Thank you. And then I do my Kate Smith / Ethel Merman, God Bless America.
That's right.
Which I'm not going to do that one.
Okay.
that one is like full throttle.
That made me think of,
10.
and I'll see if I can do it with the COVID voice. That I used to do a little bit of a passable Mickey Mouse, who I could only say, "Ha ha! Sometimes I feel a little goofy," and that was the extent of it. But
that's pretty good.
Yeah, at parties or whatever.
Yeah,
you pull that out of your pocket,
and then you dance.
Yes. And they
do a little goofy foot.
This guy is nuts. But you know what? Unfortunately, we're out of time already, and we got to pick a topic for next week.
All right.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Worst job.
All right. Okay.
Is this the worst job to do? Is this the worst job we've ever had?
Did I write worst or worse?
No, you wrote worst.
Okay. So it's the worst job we've ever had.
The worst job we've ever had. Okay. Yeah. I've had a few not so great jobs. So Yeah, I'll have to think if I have any funny stories about it, because I don't want it to be 20 minutes of me just complaining.
Well, you know what? That's very relatable content, honestly.
It absolutely is.
All right, so I'll have to think about it and be prepared to talk about the worst job. But in the meantime, have the best week, everybody.
Have a wonderful week. Thanks for listening.